part of St. Lucie Public Schools' celebration of African American history. The contest is named for a true educational pioneer who served the children of St. Lucie County and worked for the educational community for 34 plus years. This essay is part of the district's recognition and celebration of African American History Month and is a wonderful way to help students prepare for FSA rights, which they recently finished, for scholarships and college applications. Mr. Brian Garcia of Remnant Construction has been our premier sponsor for this contest since its inception. Representing Remnant Construction tonight and joining us is is Brian Noble, who is also a major supporter and friend of St. Lucie Public Schools. Mr. Noble. Our elementary winners. In third place, from Manatee Elementary, Harrison Weber. Second place from Francis K. Sweet, Alexandria Frazier. And from Morningside Elementary, fourth grader Brianna Wallace, our first place winner. In middle school, our third place winner from Lincoln Park Academy, Gacel Estrada. Second place from Lincoln Park Academy, Sydney Daniel. And our first place winner from Samuel Gaines Academy, eighth grader, Franz Pierre Louise. And our high school winners. Third place goes to Jenya Mignot from Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. Second place, Xavier Swearing from Fort Pierce Central High School. And our first place winner from Lincoln Park Academy, 10th grader, Leticia Nolasco. While we're taking a picture, if we have any parents of these awesome writers in the audience, would you please stand and be recognized at this time? Thank you, parents, and if you need to come closer for a photo op, parents, we can do that as well. Okay. We're ready for our photo op. A second. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations, students.
At this time, I'd like to invite Heather Clark, Director of Student Services, to the podium for our next recognition.
A lot of celebrations this evening. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, Deputy Superintendent Prince. We're pleased to come before you. Here she is. We're pleased to come before you this evening to recognize Ms. Georgianne Gregora, Health Services Coordinator for St. Lucie Public Schools. Georgianne was recently honored at the 2022 Florida School Health Association Conference as School Nurse of the Year. That definitely deserves applause given our circumstances the past couple of years. She was nominated by her colleagues for the many years of exceptional health services that she has provided to students and their families. Georgianne is impeccable in her work and has made such a positive impact in our schools and our community. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Gregora.
Okay, congratulations. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Helen Weil, Chief Academic Officer, who will share information with you about our Swell graduates.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, Deputy Superintendent Prince. I am thrilled to be here tonight to recognize some very determined and caring educators. As you know, St. Lucie Public Schools was the proud recipient of a $1.7 million federal grant, the largest one awarded in that particular year, to support mental health of our students in our schools. At that time, we partnered with Florida Atlantic University to develop a unique, personalized master's degree program in counselor education to be able to recruit 75 future counselors to serve our students in the years going forward. At this time, we are honored to recognize the first cohort of 25 graduates who received their master's in counselor education on May 5th and who are here tonight to be recognized. And before we ask them to stand and be recognized and then come up for a photo, I would like to ask some special individuals who support that program to please stand and be recognized. The first is a professor of counselor education at Florida Atlantic University, a leading institution in counselor education, and a leader in the state, our friend, Dr. Elizabeth Valares. Also, April Mincy, who was instrumental in writing the grant and is the grant coordinator. Also, Nikki Poole, who is our coordinator of secondary counseling and guidance. And also Ms. Diane White, who is a retired school guidance director and currently is an advisor for the candidates in the Swell program. So at this time, I'm going to ask all of the graduates that are here with us tonight to please stand and be recognized. Claudia Aguilar, Lisa Bailey, Brittany Baldwin, Elizabeth Bernard. Yeah. Okay, you can come on up as you stand because we're going to do a picture. Please bring your certificates with you. Wendy Bayless Nada, Heather Cannon, Dominique Cesar, Lilias Damontanag, didn't say that right, Christine Derry, Gregory Dorcelia, Barbara Eugene Pierre, Marcia Griffin, Jeanette Hernandez, Kristen Sue, Jeanette Jerome, Jamie Mazzo, Juliet Murray, Irene Ruiz, Shida Selecki, Thomas Scher, Michael Solomon, Rachel Sparks, Keviet Stubbs, Jamie Vermillion, and Jennifer Votino. Please give them a big round of applause. They are all now certified school counselors serving the students of St. Lucie Public Schools. Congratulations.
Okay, at this time, I would like to invite Dr. Michelle Gillard, Coordinator of Mental Health Services, who will share information with you about Mental Health Awareness Month.
Madam Chair, board members, Deputy Superintendent Prince, I am very pleased to introduce tonight Mrs. Desiree Thomas, who's one of our outstanding school social workers, and she is here with one of her students from Fort Pierce Central High School, Fatima Fernandez Garcia, and Fatima is going to read our mental health proclamation for Mental Health Awareness Month. All right.
Whereas mental health is an essential to everyone, overall health and well-being. Whereas many people experience times of difficulty and stress in their lives. Whereas prevention is an effective way to reduce and burn mental health conditions. Whereas there is a strong body of research that supports specific tools that can use to better handle challenges and protect their health and well-being. Whereas mental health conditions are real and prevalent in our community. Whereas with early and effective treatment, those individuals' mental health conditions can recover and lead full, productive lives. Whereas each business, school, governments, agencies, healthcare providers, organizations, and citizens share their burden mental health conditions and has a responsibility to promote mental wellness and support prevention efforts. Therefore, Madam Chair, members of the board, Superintendent Gent, you have heard the proclamation. We are now asking that the board assign the month of May as Mental Health Awareness Month.
All right, thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to move forward with our star words. I do know that we have one individual here, so if you wouldn't mind staying for just a few more moments. The first trio, Mallory Hayes, Kyle Herc, Timothy Maple, from the maintenance department, these individuals were nominated by Susan Carver, who is the Director of Risk Management and Employee Benefits. A few months ago, this trio took immediate action when a fire that was sparked by a blade grinder broke out in the warehouse. They grabbed the fire extinguisher to quickly put out the flames. Their actions saved other equipment and supplies that were being stored close by, saving the district from a much larger loss. So congratulations to these three individuals. Are any of these individuals here? Okay, we'll make sure we get them their award. Moving on, we have Deborah Sosby from the Transportation Department. She was nominated by Alicia Seitz, our Director of CTE. Deborah has been instrumental and goes above and beyond to make sure that transportation is arranged for the various CTE events. This greatly benefits the students participating in their career exploration opportunities. So thank you and congratulations, Deborah. Next, we have Rebecca Richards, who is a sixth grade teacher at Southern Oaks Middle School. She was nominated by Principal Dr. Leslie. Ms. Richards graciously volunteered to provide daily small group instruction to all sixth grade ELA students who lost ground during the pandemic. Because of her support, those students have made up that lost ground and are making significant gains. She is truly a selfless educator and deserves to be recognized. So congratulations and thank you, Ms. Richards. We have Lilia Knightl, who is an MTSS support specialist, and she was nominated by the interim principal at Cass, Dr. Megan Green. She states that Lilia has been phenomenal in helping their students in the absence of their school counselor. Anytime support was needed for counseling services, PSAT, and 504 meetings, she always made herself available to assist. She certainly goes above and beyond to support the students at CAST. So congratulations, Ms. Knightl. Is she here? Okay, great. I thought she was. Just a moment. Let me get it. There you go. We'll get a picture. Get a photo. Congratulations. Thank you. Next, we have Stephanie Smith Martin, who is the data specialist at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. She was nominated by Myra Ayala, the executive secretary. Stephanie is going above and beyond by helping to cover the front desk when the school's clerk had to take an unexpected leave. She arrives at work very early, 5:30 a.m., to ensure that her data specialist duties are taken care of. Then she greets the teachers as they arrive. She does all of this with a positive attitude. Congratulations to Stephanie. Thank you for all that you do. Is she here? Okay, she is not. And last but certainly not least, we have Charles Frazier, a teacher at Fort Pierce Central High School, and he was nominated by Dr. Kevin Perry. Dr. Perry wanted to recognize Mr. Frazier with this award because of the support that he has provided to the district with the HBCU HSI College Fair every year. He uses his personal connections with college presidents and campus administration in schools, specifically in Georgia and Virginia, all of this benefiting our students by providing them with scholarship opportunities. Thank you very much, Charles. Congratulations. And I believe he is here. Just a moment, Charles. Mr. Frazier. Okay, congratulations. And that concludes our special orders along with our Star Awards. Thank you.
Okay, we're moving right along. Congratulations to so many people this evening that have been recognized for your service and your diligence to be a blessing to our children and to our St. Lucie County Public Schools. Okay, we're at the Easel Report. I did get a call from our president of the Easel, the Teachers Union, and he will not be in today. He's a little under the weather as well. And CWA report, I don't think I see Ms. Vickers out there. Is there anyone here to represent CWA? Okay, we move right along, and we're going to have our Youth Advisory Council. Christian Backer, would you please come forward and give us your report? And welcome, Christian.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair, school board members, and Deputy Superintendent Dr. Prince. As we near the end of the Youth Advisory Council's first year, I'm joined here today by a few of our council members from across the county. So I could be missing a few members, but Tyler Daniels from Lincoln Park Academy. Could you please stand to be recognized? And Catherine Pinto, a junior from Lincoln Park Academy. And our secretary, Erica Mormon from Frazier High School. So I cannot have been more thankful to have such qualified and passionate student leaders over the past year. They have made me a better chairman and have made the school district better through their input and suggestions. These members have not just been active within the Youth Advisory Council, but have also served on the District Advisory Council and the respective school advisory councils. And interestingly, many of these members are the first students to ever serve in these positions. Over the past year, our council has accomplished a great deal. Our accomplishments include championing the inclusion of water bottle refilling stations within our district budget, which was led by Tyler Daniel, interviewing and recommending the appointment of Deputy Superintendent Dr. Prince as the next superintendent of schools, and advocating for previously unheard of issues such as student access to college application fee waivers. Most importantly, our council has elevated students as participants in the assessment of district-wide needs. We have created a line of communication between district administration and the student body. We have been critical of district proceedings from a student perspective and have asked previously unconsidered questions regarding transportation, communication, and curriculum. We have truly advocated on behalf of the 41,000 students here in the St. Lucie Public School District. Once again, this would not have been possible were it not for the relentless efforts of our council members and the tireless supports of our adult sponsors, including Ms. DeMeo and Ms. Hawley. In our last meeting, our council members navigated the new bills passed by the Florida legislature and explored how to implement meaningful mental health resources while adhering to the bills passed. Furthermore, our council intends on exploring an online communication means to allow middle and elementary school students to submit ongoing student concerns within their schools. Our final meeting will be on Tuesday, May 17th, 2022, and will be held at Treasure Coast High School in the very room where the idea for this council was first conceptualized, Mr. Mayo's classroom. While next meeting will mark the end of my tenure as chairman, many of our council juniors members will return next year to serve for their senior year. We expect to welcome our 2022 to 2023 Youth Advisory Council cohort in September. Lastly, on behalf of the Youth Advisory Council, we would like to congratulate over the 3,000 students who will be graduating from the St. Lucie Public School District in the coming weeks. We have collectively endured unimaginable political, social, and economic obstacles throughout our academic careers and have persevered nonetheless. Wherever life may take you, congratulations. I look forward to addressing you all one last time as chairman of the Youth Advisory Council at the June school board meeting. And as always, thank you, and I look forward to the possibilities.
Thank you, Mr. Baca. Moving along, we come next to our consent agenda. May I please have a motion and a second to adopt the consent agenda as presented?
Second.
So move, Mr. Ingersoll, second, Mr. Kelly, all in favor? Oh, no, we don't have to go there yet. What we're going to do next is ask our superintendent for his recommendation to approve the consent agenda items.
I recommend the board approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
Board, Dr. Prince has recommended that we approve these items. Are there any items on the agenda that you would like to have pulled for discussion? Seeing none, we will move forward. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion then carries 5-0. Okay, we have our informational reports before each board member. You have those reports in front of you. These reports do not need any votes, no approvals necessary. It is solely to demonstrate us being in compliance with the state statute 1002.33. And that is just for informational only for our financial reports for charter schools. Superintendent Dr. Prince, can we please have your staff reports?
Yeah, I'm very excited tonight on the HR agenda. We have a promotion that I'm very excited to announce. Miss Mona Ray Miller Buchanan is here tonight as our new Executive Director of Schools, and I can't, go ahead, thank you. She really dignifies her position, and she is a great representative of St. Lucie County Public Schools, has been a principal in a number of locations, and just exemplifies all we're about at leadership. And I'd asked her, before I continue with my report, ask Ms. Mona Ray to speak. Thank you, Mona.
Good evening, thank you. Good evening, School Board Chair, school board members, Deputy Superintendent Prince, and I know Mr. Gent's not here, Superintendent Gent. I am truly humbled to serve as one of the directors of schools and further support the leaders, staff, and students in St. Lucie County. Thank you, Dr. Prince and Mr. Gent, for prioritizing building effective relationships and allowing leaders to have a voice as we advocate for our students and staff. Mr. Gent, you have paved the way for so many of us, and I am honored to have worked with you and for you. I know he's not here, but my supervisors, Dan Frank and Adrian Ocampo, you always supported and shared your expertise with me. You challenged me and guided me the last 5 years, and I am very thankful. I began my journey at Treasure Coast High School in 2006 from New York City. I was hired as a 9th grade counselor working side by side with my mentor, Diane White. My first principal was Dr. Wild. She inspired us I went to so many schools, at Treasure Coast High School, where we created, implemented, and sustained a positive culture and climate. Thank you, Dr. Weil and Treasure Coast High School staff. Then I moved on to Fort Pierce Westwood and became a Panther. The Panther family welcomed this Titan for 4 years and caused me to change my path from a school counselor to wanting to be a principal. My Panther students who called me Ma or Miss B, and many who remain in my life today, you taught me how important it is to be a positive role model and love unconditionally. Subsequently, I spread my wings and my assistant principal under the leadership, and I became assistant principal under the leadership of Principal Popwell and the tutelage of Assistant Principal Kim Wah. Those were 3 amazing years of growth and building relationships. Thank you, Principal Popwell in Centennial High School. My first principal role was at Forest Grove Middle School. I now became a bulldog. So if you're doing the math, I was a Titan, then a Panther, then an Eagle. Now I'm a bulldog right now. Well, not right now, later. We demonstrated that effective teamwork yields overall success. My AP Terry Saxton, we worked closely together with the Bulldog family, and after 2 years, we were a B school. Presently, as a member, and I say member because I'm a family member, of Fort Pierce Central High School, I am now a Cobra. I am proud and truly grateful to serve the staff at Fort Pierce Central High School. My admin team, Boria, Baylor, Seminsky, Davenport, and Santoro. I know we went through the toughest time together. My staff, and I mean everyone, teachers, clerical, custodian, everyone who works at Fort Pierce Central High School. We made it through the most difficult period in educational history together. We formed relationships built on trust. We encouraged and embraced each other, and we continue to excel despite all the obstacles. Thank you for remaining steadfast and optimistic, demonstrating that Cobra pride is real. Once a Cobra, you are always a Cobra. Now, my immediate family, my husband, Alton, AKA Sean, you are my best friend and you are my rock. Thanks for not complaining when the workday never ends. My 3 shining stars, Alex, who's at the University of Miami right now, Ashley and Aaliyah, who are here today, thanks for understanding how important it is for me to do what I am passionate about. Lastly, my parents, my mom who just passed, they sacrificed everything for us as we migrated to this country in 1995. The odds were often against us, but God had a plan. Indeed, I will work daily to make my parents and everyone that has entrusted me with this new task, I will ensure that you are proud. I pledge to always make a difference and work zealously to be an agent of change. Thank you for this opportunity.
Mona, do you have any family out
I
there?
do.
You want to
My
introduce us?
husband is here and my 2 daughters. And thank you, admin team, for coming over.
Thank you, Mona. I just wanted to also say, Mona, that while you were giving your comments, Mr. Gent texted me and said he is watching and he
Okay. Hi,
appreciates
Mr.
the
Gent.
kind words. All right, thank you.
I knew he was watching.
Yeah, yes. So I'd also like to add a couple of things in my comments with regards to the Cambridge District of the Year. This is the second time in 3 years that we are the Cambridge District of the Year, and that is a huge accomplishment. And that's a credit to the high school principals that are here. Because as a former high school principal, you know, one of the responsibilities that we all have is to provide access to college and career courses for our students. And that's what those Cambridge courses are all about. As a son that just graduated last year with a Cambridge diploma, providing opportunities for our kids is what it's all about. Principals, the ones that are still here, please thank your staffs on Mr. Gent's behalf for being here and also being with us during that celebration. With that being said, is we're creating first-generation college students. In just a few weeks, we have our graduation ceremonies. It's up on the board dais, starting on the 24th, which is Tuesday. We've got St. Lucie West Centennial at 8 o'clock, Lincoln Park at 11 o'clock, and then the very next day, we've got Fort Pierce Central High School, followed by Port St. Lucie High School. And then the following Thursday, or the next Thursday, we've got Treasure Coast High School, Fort Pierce Central, and then on June 8th, we have our alternative sites. I just wanted to say, just consider this, our comprehensive high school, our graduation rates are 99%. That is unbelievable. And as a district, our graduation rate is 95%, and we will continue that excellence into next year. A couple of other remarks. Our students continue to test. We're finishing up our FSA testing. It finished for elementary, ELA, and math last week, and now our secondary students are doing computer-based assessments. That is all going very well. I will say a young lady in my household took the 7th grade FSA math today, and all word is that she did well, or at least she thinks she did well, and she'll complete the second half tomorrow. I want to wish all of our students good luck because I know high-stakes testing can be stressful. I'd also like to add that at our last board workshop, there was kind of a consensus amongst the board, and it was important to me as the new superintendent starting in July that we start the year off with the retreat, and that is kind of customary when you have a new superintendent or new board members. I did reach out to our board chair, and I want to thank Dr. Mills publicly for working with the School Boards Association to make that happen, hoping in July. And the last thing I wanted to say is that as part of my world tour as the incoming superintendent, I've been visiting every single school and every single principal in our district and talking to the faculties. And I just wanted to say, and I know I said publicly, thank you to Mr. Gent. Mr. Gent has only missed a couple of meetings in his 7 years as the superintendent, but he may have missed only a couple of meetings, but he has established a culture that has resonated in our schools. And I can't tell you how encouraged I am as the new incoming superintendent, as I go out and I meet teachers and support staff and all kinds of employees that we have, that although, you know, we hear that this is such a stressful time for our employees, I was greeted with smiling faces and welcoming personalities and having critical conversations with things that are important to our employees. And I just wanted to say thank you to those employees that participate. And I also wanted to say thank you, Mr. Gent, and get well soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Prince, as well. Board members, the potential date for that training is July 26th, I believe. We are still waiting to get confirmation from FSBA. If indeed that is a conflict to your schedule, please just let me know later, not right now, but later. You let me know and we'll try to reschedule that, okay? Okay. Attorney Shaddock, do you have any report?
Thank you, Chairwoman, members of the board, and Deputy Superintendent. There is no attorney's report tonight.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Shaddock. Okay, school board members, before you give your report, we do have a proposed adoption of resolution for the referendum election to continue the levy of mileage for operational needs for the school district. The superintendent has recommended that we adopt this resolution. It will determine, and if we have any revisions, we could do that as well. But he is asking us tonight to adopt that resolution. And it will be to approve the continuation of the levying of that 1.00 mil for operational needs for the school district. The description is that there's 4 things this resolution would do. Number 1, it would make certain that findings and determinations explaining why the operational need mileage is needed. Number 2, the resolution would provide for continuing the levy of the millage for operational needs of the district for 4 years. Number 3, it would direct the Board of County Commissioners to call a referendum election on the continuation of the operational needs. And it will also authorize appropriate notice of the referendum election, make certain provisions for and require determinations regarding the referendum election. Number 6, it would adopt the form of the ballot for the referendum. A vote is needed for that superintendent's recommendation to adopt this resolution. We would ask the deputy superintendent if he would make that recommendation on behalf of the superintendent.
I recommend the board adopt the resolution with such revisions as the board determines appropriate for a referendum election, determine if electors approve the continuation of levying 1.0 mil for operational needs of the school district as submitted and attached to the agenda.
I will entertain a motion and a second.
So moved, Madam Chair.
So moved by Mr. Kelly and second by Mr. Ingersoll. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? This motion carries 5-0. And then the next agenda item that we have is the out-of-district travel requests for me and Ms. Hawley and myself to attend the FSBA FADSS Annual Summer Conference. Usually, Ms. Hawley and myself go each year, and this is the summer part of their conference. We are asking the board to approve our attending. We're requesting that. But before we do that, we need to have an open public hearing. If there's anybody in the public that would like to comment to us attending this particular out of district travel. Seeing that there's no one, we are asking the board to please vote on our ability to be able to be reimbursed for our expenses. This is a part of state standards, and section 1001.39 is where we would be allowed to go and be reimbursed for our travel expenses. Board members, can we have a motion? So moved, Mr. Ingersoll.
Second.
Second, Mr. Kelly. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you so much. This carries 5-0. Okay, at this time, we want our board members' reports, and we will start out with Mr. Ingersoll and just go straight over all the way across.
Sure thing. This is our last school board meeting before the end of school, so I want to thank all the teachers, administrators, support staff, and particularly Mr. Gent that's watching. It's been an incredible year, and we want to thank everyone, particularly the parents, teachers, parents and students too. Coming back from a COVID year and being a fully functional school district has been exciting to see the arts back, to see football games and the whole gamut, and it's just good to be back in a normal school setting. Speaking about arts, I went to Central's plays, the Addams Family, and Central did a phenomenal job and wanted to thank the school for that. And then lastly, Port St. Lucie High School, or not Port St. Lucie, the summer program for the district is going to be held at Port St. Lucie High School. The Grease tickets are almost all sold out. So if you don't have your tickets, please pick up your tickets for the play Grease. And it's like the second weekend in June.
Thank you, Mr. Ingersoll. Ms. Hawley? Mr. Kelly?
I know, Mr. Ingersoll said everything I was going to say. He does that. But I do have a question, if I could ask quickly, Dr. Prince. My ear, I couldn't hear. What was that about, 99% under your?
Our comprehensive high school graduation rate is 99%,
I
Mr.
see.
Kelly.
And wasn't there another thing you had mentioned about being seventh out of 67?
Seventh out of 67 counties, that's our rank.
And that award also that we got tonight, sometimes I'm old, I can't hear good. That award from the Cambridge, that was a national award or a state? It was for the.
It's a national program. It's a national recognition. We're recognized with we're number one with regards to medium-sized districts in our state, and that's based on the students that are enrolled. More importantly, it's the percentage of students that pass that college exam. So it's not really based on your enrollment. It's the performance of the students, and that's why they're so impressed with the performance of our district, because our students, not only are they taking college courses in record numbers in St. Lucie County, but they're also passing those tests and earning that college credit, which is critically important for our kids.
And this was for the entire nation. It was a national.
That's
award.
correct. It's a national recognition. This is the second time in 3 years we've won it.
I must have missed part of that because I would have applauded if I had heard it.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Ms. Richardson?
I do have something that I want to share today. So I visited Treasure Cove High School, and they gave me a T-shirt, and I want to show it off. It says, "Be the change you want to see in the world." That's what it said. So I told Mr. Smith I would model this for him tonight. So, Mr. Smith, I did, like I said.
Is he here?
He's not, but I'm doing it anyway. So, be the change you want to see in the world. Even though we are ending the school year is ending, we are starting a new era next school year. So going into this new era, I just wanted to say some things. And I'm going to take my time about it. Normally, I'm a mile a minute, but today I'm going to take my time. So I had an eye-opening experience recently. We employed some professionals to do a job. We just assumed that because they are professionals, they do not need directions. This was not their first barbecue. So we gave instructions. The question was, or the instruction was, this is where we are, this is where we want to be. Can you get us there? The answer was yes. So we moved on to other hurdles yet before us. We had a lot on our plates, and we thought that we were being very 101 with our expectations. How you got the job done was entirely up to you. You're the professionals. I did not want to tell anyone how to do their job. I just needed the end product to be as we discussed. I thought I asked all the questions. I even gave very detailed instructions in writing. Could not have been any simpler from where I was standing. Apparently, I did not ask enough questions, or maybe the right questions. Just let me say, I was not given the full picture to make an informed, wise decision. As a result, the end product was nowhere near my expectations. I have determined within myself that I'm going to be even more intentional about how I ask questions and the answers that I get. I'm going to ask as many questions as it takes for me to be satisfied beyond a shadow of a doubt that the end result is as expected. It may not pass muster, as I have only one vote. However, I will be satisfied at the end of the day that I did my part. At the end of the day, I have no one to blame except myself for the end product, because I did not ask the right questions, or I was not involved as I should have been, because I'm trying to be politically correct. Hindsight, my grandmother says, is 20/20. She says no question is a stupid question, and I'm going to take her up on that. So I say all of this to say that to our staff here, you are probably going to get tired of me. When you see my number, you're going to say, oops, lunchtime, or whatever. But I think it's important that for myself that I get I get a picture so that we can make, or I can make, a well-informed decision and what's in the best interest of our children. As many times as I've sat here, I've always said that my duty, or whatever it is I'm doing, my intent, my agenda, is to make sure that I am making the best decisions for kids. And so going into this new era, be the change you want to see in this world. I am determined that I am going to be that change that I want to see in this world. And so, having said all of that, last weekend also I had the privilege of seeing the Treasure Coast High School U.S. Air Force Junior ROTC perform under the command or the instruction of Senior Aerospace Science Instructor Colonel Retired James D. Golden, Aerospace Science Instructor Chief Retired Jeffrey Barnes, and Aerospace Science Instructor Master Sergeant Retired Jason Joyce. The cadets exemplified their mission, which is integrity, service before self, and excellence in all they do. I'm going to give special mention to the cadets who were involved. I can't say enough about their level of professionalism and excellence. Commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Rachel Lee, State Flag, Cadet Second Lieutenant Jaden Bearter, Rifle Guards, Cadet Second Lieutenant Nazar Gray, Cadet Major Brianna Balmaceda. The narrator for the flag folding was Cadet Major Noah Ojida, and our videographer was Cadet Second Lieutenant Colby Santos. We will be, I can't say enough about the level of excellence that these color guard performed at. And I think that we should all be very proud. I am proud to say that they are a product of the St. Lucie County Public Schools. So to the principal, Tom Smith, to our commander, and to the children, I say job well done and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. My reports. I went to a play in our district. I think it was Mr. Ingersoll mentioned the play he went to and how phenomenal it was. Well, I went to a play at River Edge. The principal happens to be Miss Ingersoll, the wife of Mr. Ingersoll. These were fifth graders. The play was called Annie. These fifth graders were incredible. I mean, this was professionalism at its best with fifth graders. No wonder we won the Cambridge Award. No wonder we have our 99% comprehensive graduations. We are doing an excellent job. And when I say we, it's because I think somebody up here said, or somebody said, I'm part of the family. Miss Buchanan, I'm part of the family, so I can include myself. And Miss Richardson, guess what? I have one of those T-shirts too.
Oh, no.
Yes, yes, yes. My husband made Mr. Smith give him one. Give us one. But we also traveled this month quite a bit. Thank you, Dr. Wiles, for opening that door and making those appointments. But my husband and I, we went to every high school to sit and observe the African American history studies. And boy, oh boy, we have an excellent program going on in St. Lucie County Public Schools. As I sat there and observed these incredible instructors, they gave excellent history of the African American in this country. And in that history, it was the history of so many others, whites that gave their lives to make sure that people were treated justly in this country, blacks who risked their lives, and who made incredible accomplishments in spite of what this country did to the African American when they brought them over here. And these instructors did an excellent job talking about the whole history. We went through how there were white young students from college students, who went door to door in the black community and white community to get people to vote, and how they traveled, whites and blacks, from one end of the South to the other end of the South on buses for civil rights, and how they stood and sat at these counters and refused to any longer put up with what was going on. We have an excellent program here in this county, and it's about time that we are doing this at every high school. And so that was how I ended up getting a T-shirt, going to Treasure Coast. But I think the only one high school we didn't attend was Fort Pierce Central, because you do yours in a semester, I think, something like that. But the rest of the schools, all year long, they're teaching this curriculum. And it's very enriching. And the students, you can really, they participated. You can hear a pin drop. They were very participant, very excited. And there was a mixture of students. There were Hispanic students in the classrooms. There were white students in the classroom. There were black students in the classroom. There was a mixture of students learning about the history of the African American in this country. So that was very enriching. And again, Dr. Wiles set up the appointments for me to attend. And so thank you so much. And then last but not least, the Education Foundation had their scholarship award night. And we had it at Fort Pierce Central. Ms. Buchanan was our host, the master of ceremonies. And this is the annual scholarship foundation that the Education Foundation has each year. This year, they awarded 60 scholarships funded by 20 donors that totaled $58,000 was given out in scholarships by this community nonprofit organization. So they've partnership to help us help our students, and we thank you, Education Foundation, for all of the work that you do for public school education. Okay, we've had our comments for the night, board. We now have scheduled speakers. We are going to ask Susan Cederno if you would please come first. And as always, please give your name and your address, and you have 5 minutes, Miss Susan, and I'll Our attorney will let you know when it's up.
Okay. My name is Susan Cedino, resident of Port St. Lucie. Good evening, board members, Dr. Mills, Dr. Prince. I do have to say that as a resident of Port St. Lucie for quite a few years, I am really proud of what I see being accomplished in our school district. I really do. From when I moved here a long time ago to now, it's actually remarkable. I'm here again, and I'm not going away until we resolve the issues with the books. At this point, I feel we're getting the runaround about the processes and the protocols to get the books removed. I do not understand why. We've already provided enough information that the books are pornographic and they violate Florida statutes and Sunshine Law 847.0133. A person may not knowingly sell, rent, loan, give away, distribute, transmit, or show any obscene material to a minor. That's anyone under the age of 18. Obscene means the status of material which is the average person applying contemporary community standards would find taken as a whole appeals to the Puritan interest, depicts or describes in a patently offensive way sexual conduct as specifically defined herein, and taken as a whole lacks seriously literary, artistic, political, or scientific value. A violation of the provisions of this section constitute a felony of the 3rd degree, punishable as provided in Statute 775.082 and 083. The key word is knowingly. Since we've brought this up in front of the board more times than I can remember, that would make it knowingly, right? Not to worry though, I am going to save myself and the grandchildren and children who may be watching this live at home from the embarrassment of reading any quotes from these books. We have heard them one too many times. So when do we act? There are some who think that the answer is homeschooling. I disagree. Although this is a very viable option for some families, it leaves out more than 56% of households where parents must work, and that is not taking into consideration the 79% of households headed by single mothers. How can these families survive if they have to stay home and homeschool their children? Who will provide for them to survive? The answer to the problem is not to take the children out of the schools. The answer to the problem is to fix the problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ms. Dale, would you please come forward? You're the next speaker. Ms. Gail Galliano, you also have the 5 minutes, as you know.
Thank you, Dale Galliano, St. Lucie County. Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in a way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. Things are booming in St. Lucie County, and St. Lucie Schools being the largest employer with 4,800 plus employees, of which 2,790 are teachers. Everybody on a little bit on the payroll stole here. Now, if you do the math, that's 186 teachers for each of the 15 books under challenge according to policy. From what I understand, they've all been read, but now are on a holding pattern. Here are some other interesting numbers. 147. That's the day since the first challenge book was submitted. Far greater than the policy said for completion. I've been here since the first day of school, August 10th, 2021. 273 days, 8 months, and 28 days. That's today. With everything, it should have been more than 30, being 60 days from the beginning that these books should have been dealt with. We've been trying to get your attention with these illegal books, and I think we've accomplished that. Coming to every meeting, informing you of what's going on, working the curve of old policy, retirements, new hires, holidays, coming elections, Tallahassee decisions. An entire school year has passed come June 1st, and only 5 books have been removed. Now they were done. And what about the rest? Do you not find it strange that nothing has been done with the remaining 15 books at this time? I mean, nothing. The first 5, bang, bang, done. Everything came to a screeching halt. Well, I find it strange too, but come to find out, after all this time, all the questions, all the paperwork, the meetings, the work, the frustration each month, we were never told the proper procedures to get the remaining books finalized or for removal. Call me surprised. So, in a way, it was and is all truly and totally a lie through the omission of the department. Why? Who knows? Now, you say you have to wait for the state to come down with their new criteria. Like, seriously? I can tell you right now with great assurance and certainty that nowhere in the changes coming down will it say that illegal statutes in our Florida law and Constitution on pornography regarding our schools will have any changes. The Florida Sunshine Law 847.001 of 2018 defining child pornography will not be edited to read anything other than what it is now. You can bet the farm that incest, rape, masturbation, sexual conduct, bestiality, sodomy, drugs, and all the other deviant, sick stuff that is in those 15 books will still be high up on the illegal list. So since you never got all the information that I thought you were getting, seriously, when we turned all that stuff in, I honestly thought that everybody here was getting it. You do now, as of tonight. These books, you can now get these books removed and put in their proper place. Illegal is illegal, wrong is wrong. And all you do, work sessions, research, budgets, school trips, photo ops, you name it, it's time to say no illegal books in our schools and make it so. 2 Corinthians 5:10, we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, so that each of us may receive what is due to us for the things done in the body, whether good or bad. Again, I ask, how will you answer?
Thank you. And now we're asking Ms. Eddie Evans. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Eddie. So we have now a unscheduled speaker to come before us. Dominic Caesar, is he here?